Howdy there, folks. It's your good buddy Tom here, creator, founder, and CEO of Tom's Refurb, and the master fabricator slash technician slash engineer of some of the most reliable, beautiful, creative vehicles money can buy and people can see. I have since bought this $40 microphone off Amazon in hopes of making my audio a little bit better, and I'm gonna go to the auto parts store right now to get some parts for my new project. It's raining outside. I'm not a video maker by trade. In fact, I'm not anything by trade. I'm still technically a high school student, but I'm trying my best. I'm gonna take the old Silverado. We're gonna go to the auto parts store. And on the way, I'll talk to you about my sweet new car. It's really sweet. I'm sorry this is bumpy. It's going to be bumpy because you are mounted to a zip-tied camera mount that I found in the garage. It's going to be very nauseating. My bad. Try and make this quick. Alright, so basically, what was it? Last Saturday, I woke up and I just checked my phone and went on Marketplace, as I do just about every day. And then I came across a 67 Mustang that was right down the street from me. I had bought a car from the guy before. I bought a 88 Mustang with a big block in it from him. I got a pretty good deal on that car. I kept it for a while, then sold it and made some money. And I saw this 67 Mustang for sale. Looked relatively solid. He had one picture of the thing, and he knew that I bought and sold his last car, so he was a little bit wary on selling me another one. But he was like, price is firm, price is firm. But he was asking $6,000, and I think I know the market for these Mustangs pretty well. I've dealt with quite a few, and I thought it was a good deal for what it was, based off that one picture, of course. And he told me over text that he did not want to go just a dash less than $6,000. He said he was firm, he was very firm. I was like, that's fine, that's fine. So later that day, I went and looked at it, and it was solid. This guy did not have all of the resources needed to build a car properly, so some of the stuff was hacked. Like he had hacked together side pipes with Flowmaster mufflers and AutoZone pipe. What's this bag got? Woo! We're slipping. Anyways, the thing leaked oil. The quarter panels were spray painted primer. It's got a whole bunch of stuff, which you'll see here in a second. He immediately told me in person, not over text, that he was taking offers, and I like that sentence. That's a good sign always. So of course I lowballed him, or I guess lowballed, not really. I said $4,800, and I expected him to counter at like 55, but somehow we met at $4,900, which you might not think it's a good deal for the car, but it's actually very solid. The frame is in good shape. The floor pan was replaced, quarter panels were replaced. It's really not that rusty. It's mostly one color, so it was actually a good deal. So I bought it and drove it home, which leads us to where we are right now. We got lots of stuff for this turd. We're staying safe. Well, home again. I'm just going to play around with a little bit of body work, a little bit of mechanical work, and hopefully sell it. I sadly do like it a lot and really want to keep it, but with my turds already registered on the road, insurance is a lot, so I really don't need another one. But I'm going to have some fun working on it at least. So, is it even a good truck if it don't have at least 2 lights on?
Chapel of dreams, every dream will come true.
I'm back. Here it is. Nothing too special, just an old 67 Mustang. I kind of said before this car was slightly hacked together. Not terribly, but slightly. So this is everything that I'm going to fix on it. Also, I know I need a haircut. It's been like 9 weeks. Thank you to the beer virus. As you can see, I've started a little bit of the body work on the quarter panels. I sanded down the existing filler that looked ugly, and I'm just laying down the fresh filler. This quarter panel is black, whereas the other one's primer. And I think they tried to paint this one after doing body work, and the body work is better. It looks like that side they just gave up. Still crappy. So I'm going to go over it, block it, do it right, and I actually have paint. It's really a shame that I think he wanted to do a little bit of a ghetto paint job, and he went and he sanded the whole car. Or I mean, at least the hood and the roof and like half of a fender. Of course it is patinaed, but those scratches just make it a pain to buff. I'm going to try my best to get it out though. The interior is not too shabby. All black. Seats have a little bit of wear and tear. Back seats are nice. It's got a very, very cheap TCI shifter in it. I do not like that shifter. It just feels like crap, but it looks cool. And it's all black dash. Half the gauges don't work. Wood grain Grant steering wheel. It's got drum brakes all around, so it's a little bit of an adventure to drive. Not too bad, though. This door does not open from the inside. You actually got to grab it from the inside, and since I have no hands-free, do a little, I actually had to use my hand. Look how nice that is. But the gas pedal fell off, so it's got a really cool little peggy pedal. I love these gauges too. Gone in 60 seconds. As you can see, he tossed the motor together very quickly. The block is kind of spray painted blue, but not really. The heads are spray painted bronze. They're actually off of that 88 Mustang I bought before it had the big block. And the intake is black. It's got a brand new QFT carb sitting right there. Right now I'm replacing the intake manifold gasket. It was a brand new gasket, but he failed to seal this properly, so it was leaking oil everywhere. It looked like crap. And I'm also going to replace both exhaust manifold gaskets because this one leaks. As I said, the car had those nasty side pipes on it. I'll give them credit. They were solid. They sounded all right, but they were not put together well, and they looked crappy. They almost drug on the ground. So I went ahead and I fabbed up a whole new dual exhaust True Duals. I had some 2 1/4 pipe. I had some 2 1/4 glass packs, and I had some stainless tailpipes that were going to go on my car, but never going to put them on because I love side pipes. So I fit them up on this bad girl. Welded up a whole new exhaust, headers back to tailpipes. And it looks good, and it sounds good, too. So I wish I started recording when I bought the car. I get too excited up in the moment, and I don't actually take any footage. So what you saw at the beginning was just stuff I had taken in the previous week after buying. I'll cover what happens from now on. There's terrible lighting in here because it is 11:35 p.m. on a Thursday, and I decided to come out here and play with this car a little bit. Just got the intake manifold off, and I think we might come back tomorrow, get the intake on, do the body work on the quarter panels, and then start working towards some paint.
The next day.
Friday. Looking for some valve covers for this motor because the ones on it say 302 and the motor's 289, and that's just stupid. I get all the silicone off these. Now these were used and they sat on the shelf for like 5 years, so they're not perfect, but the powder coat looks a lot better than the pitted aluminum. Got the engine degreased. Rattle can restoration. Alright, we got that intake manifold on. Looking good. It's all torqued. We got the thing back on top dead center, as you can see down there. Got the distributor in, lined up. Now I'm playing with this wiring, as I showed you in the beginning part wiring was hacked together for the alternator, so currently fixing that, cut it up, gonna splice it back together, shrink wrap it, do it all right, tie all this up so it looks clean. Obviously put that in the proper space and clean up the wiring over here. Look at that. Put the gas pedal on.
About 12. I don't know if I did too much.
Months later.
Okay, it's another bright, beautiful, fantastic day here at Tom's Refurb. Yesterday I got the motor together, got it running, got the timing all set, dialed in the carburetor again. The things are running all right. So today I think I'm gonna play around with the bodywork a little bit. I'm gonna block that quarter panel. Let's move this in the garage. Ugh. Listen to this. Oh yeah. Oops. Is it on fire? It is not on fire. Ooh, here goes the door. Okay. No choke! You gotta flick the volt gauge to work. Oh man. There we go. Try and back it up.
Years later.
Alright, that was a stupid load of sanding. This is the second layer of filler. I'm going to sand this down. Hopefully that'll get it even enough to lay some primer on. We got the first layer of body filler down and I'm going to hit it with some of this high build primer. And then see how it looks, get out some of the finer scratches, maybe add a little more filler depending on if there's any high or low spots, so we'll see. Well, it looks pretty terrible right now, but after a little bit more work, I think I can get it straight and clean and kind of matching that. We'll see.
2,000 years later.
More sanding. Alright, it's feeling a little better. This is like the third or fourth layer of filler I've done, and there are still a couple imperfect spots, but that's because whoever installed these quarter panels did not do a good job. But it's not worth the time to like cut the quarter panel off and re-weld it and redo everything, so I'm just gonna do it as best I can. It's not gonna be perfect, but you know the whole car is not perfect, so a little more primer. Yep, still looks terrible. Needs more work, of course. Okay, so I ended up doing another layer of filler, sanded it down, and just hit it with some spot putty. So I'm gonna let this dry, block it one more time, and then hopefully we'll be set for final primer. So in the meantime, I fixed this door handle. I actually had the same problem on my car. Just the little lever there popped out of place. So I just adjusted it properly, got it back in place, and tightened down the handle. Check that out. Alright, I'm calling this good enough. It is not perfect, but it is 100 bajillion times better than it was when I got it. It's pretty straight. It'll look decent when I toss some paint on it. It's not going to be perfect, but as I said, the rest of the car is not perfect. So it's time for this side now, because I just can't get enough of bodywork. It's my favorite thing to do in the world. I love it so incredibly much. Time for layer 1 of filler. It's paint day, as you can see by this lovely plastic. Today's at least just gonna be primer day. I gotta finish up laying on this plastic, and then we're gonna roll it down to our makeshift paint booth and squirt some filler primer on. I'm gonna do a final block, and then we're gonna seal it, and tomorrow we'll likely add color. Filler primer's done. First coat. Coat 2. Third coat. Alright, sweet. Fourth and final coat. I like this color. First layer clear. There we go, final coat. Couldn't have my phone recording because I didn't want to get paint all over it, but it came out very nice. Ooh, it's so shiny though. Yeah, that doesn't match at all. Out of curiosity, did you really think I was going to leave these on this car? It's not 1985 anymore. These tires are kind of dangerous too. Normally I wouldn't mind, but these mullet rims don't fit this car anymore. Woo! Bullets! Alright, I'm currently wet sanding the whole car, getting the quarter panels all de-orange peeled, and at the same time getting all these surface scratches out of the old paint, and then I'm going to buff it all together and hope that it looks good. Oof. I'm sad to say this paint sucks from the quarters forward. This is just wet right now, but as you can see, it was repainted there at some point. The rest of the paint is pretty splotchy. the parts I painted actually came out really nice. I'm gonna two-stage buff it, throw wax on everything but the quarters, and then we'll see how it looks. It is all wet sanded now, and I've begun the first stage of buffing, which is just the wool pad with some McGuire's polish. And I'm just going over this to get the wet sand scratches out. As you can see, it is super splotchy. Once I do the final polish, it'll come out all right. Hot diggity! This looks pretty good! Who am I kidding? It looks pretty terrible, but you can't say it's not an improvement. And this is just the first stage of buffing, so the second one will take out some of the finer scratches and give a little more sheen and depth to this paint. Let's get back to it. Alright, that finishes off the first round of buffing with just that rough pad and some polish. You can see just how awful and splotchy that paint is. Quarter panels are looking alright. I'm going to go over with some slicker polish and a light soft polish wheel. You can just see how terrible that paint is. I'm going to go eat a snack. I'm going to come back out here and I'm going to do the final buff, and we'll see just how decent we can get this to look. Okay, so I think this is about as good as it's gonna get. Still ugly, but this is the second buff in comparison to the first buff. You can see it's still pretty cloudy and gross, so that clears it up a lot. And I think we're not gonna get much better. Okay, this side of the car is completely buffed, and I cannot even describe how surprised I am that that came out like this. This disgusting old paint actually buffed up pretty darn good. Of course, it does not match that, you can see, but who cares? It still looks cool. Two-stage buff is complete. Now it's time to lay down some wax. Of course, minus the quarter panels, never wax fresh paint. But the roof, the doors, the hood, blah, 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 we're gonna get that all done now. Now I gotta clean out the interior, which got ridiculously dusty from my bodywork. I got impatient and was in a hurry and did not record this whole cleaning of the interior, but came out pretty good. Conditioned all the leather, vacuumed the carpets, wiped everything down. You get the point. We listed that bad boy up. Facebook, a couple different groups, Mustang groups, hot rod groups, marketplace. Facebook is magic. I posted it up there for $8,300. We're gonna see what happens. I have one guy who wants to come tomorrow and check it out. We'll see how that goes. If not, I got a few other people lined up, a couple offers actually. Wait, Tom. Wait, you never even showed us the car. You did all that work. We watched this video for 25 minutes and you listed it for sale. You didn't even show us. Wait, are you kidding me? This is absolutely horrible weather for a reveal of this car. The clouds don't make it look any better, but it's the best we can do. Got someone coming to look at it right now. Listed it for $8,300. They're on their way, be here any minute, and I guess we'll see what happens. Okie dokie. That concludes me buying, fixing, and selling a 1967 Ford Mustang off Facebook. I wasn't even expecting to do this, but I saw the deal pop up. I couldn't pass it up, and I really enjoyed working on it. It was a good thing to do during quarantine, so I hope you enjoyed watching it, and if you like things like this, be sure to subscribe, leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike, but try and leave a like, and I hopefully will see you guys soon. Bye.